word for to begin or to dazzle. And Dalla came about because Neil and myself really wanted to take Cornish music and get it really onto a professional footing, really. I guess there'd been a lot of people playing Cornish music before, but nobody had actually just said, right, this is our profession, if you see what I mean. So that's kind of our inspiration.
But trying to bring it up to another level, because there was a lot of probably good amateur playing of Cornish music before that. And just wanted to try and just so that there were we hoped some bands that could sit happy alongside the other Celtic countries and that festivals and that, and say, oh, well, there's a Cornish equivalent.
Playing Cornish music? Is there a sort of whole scene?
Yes, there is definitely a scene, and it's growing all the time, isn't it?
It's been a huge upsurge in the last 30 years, and it was quite small 30 years ago, but now there's a good number of people playing, quite a few bands.
How does it differ, say, from Irish music, from other Celtic?
There's some overlap in the repertoire, not in actual tunes, but in the style of tunes. It's funny, we've got one thing. Cornish music almost can be defined by its diversity, because I'm going like that. I'm trying to make a map of Cornwall with my hands here. But we're surrounded by sea. There's a lot of influences coming in, basically, and there's a strong Breton influence. Two-way influence between those. The languages are very similar. Breton and Cornish languages, they're not identical, but Breton is almost like Cornish with a French accent, and in the music as well, that's reflected. In the older tunes, you can hear the Breton feel of it, definitely, and in the more modern tunes, 18th century tunes and onwards, you can definitely hear much more of an Irish influence and even an English influence. There's all in there.
Down to you and your family, or have you had to research them?
Most,
it's kind of something I'm really interested in, is the history of the tunes, and certainly there have been a few that have been passed down. I mean, Neil's got family who were playing and dancing, so there's a few tunes come down that way, and we've got some old recordings, but very few. And most of the tunes we've had to dig out from books and things, and there are a lot, and people tend to think, oh, there's only a handful, and actually there are plenty, and the research is still going on, and it's quite
That's
exciting.
Part of the mission of Dalla, is to put more of those. There's some great tunes there, just putting them in circulation more.
Other Celtic traditions, people are writing in the idiom. So the more we understand about what we've got, the canon,
what the idiom is, right in it.
The styles we've got, we write in those styles.
So you've got albums, presumably.
Of Dalla, we have four so far.
Four, right. What sort of instruments are you playing?
I'm myself playing. We're only 2/5 of Dalla, I should add anyway. I play bouzouki, mandolin, fiddle, a little bit of accordion occasionally, but not much nowadays. Hilary.
I play clarinet and bass clarinet and sing, and so we're like we're the core that have gone through everything, if you like.
Thick and thin.
And then Becky Appleby joined us with percussion, mainly darabuka, and singing.
And she plays crowdy corn as well, which is the crowdy corn is the Cornish version of the baran. It's the same instrument as the baran, the sort of tambour type drum. Crowdy corn before that.
And Jen Dyer has just joined us recently, and she plays viola. And Kit, Neil's brother, has just joined us, and he plays accordion. So
and strings as well. So we do a bit of dueling mandolas as well.
And do you tour around the world? Or,
We do. We'd get off to the Celtic festivals, and that's sort of our home ground. Is places like Lorient Festival over in Brittany and Celtic Connections early on this year. That's where we feel our sort of spiritual home is, I suppose. But we also we come up to lovely places like Bath Festival as well.
I mean, we have played in festivals in England, but not very much. Just a few. So we played at Sidmouth and Trowbridge, and mainly in that the sort of southwest area, I suppose. But it would be, I think it would be very good for us to go out more into that scene in a way to spread the word a little bit and to raise awareness about Cornish music.
Lovely for us to be able to travel only 3 or 4 hours to a festival like this, to Bath, and it doesn't involve loads of flights and connections and losing luggage on the way, whatever. To hop in the car 4 hours later, I think it was 3 hours later, something like that, we were here.
It was a shame it rained on us
from coming from home.
You've been camping though, haven't you?
That's right, yeah.
That was the only drawback.
Wet.
But it was a shame because it was been lovely. It really has. And we just ran a couple of workshops this afternoon. One on Cornish singing and one on Cornish music, and it was really enjoyable, And
how did they go?
Really well. Yeah, people are really interested in asking questions about all the history of around the songs and the tunes, not just the tunes themselves. And it's great to be able to introduce them to other people.
How did what format do your workshops take? What do you do?
Well, with the singing one, I suppose it really depends on the people. So we were kind of fairly open as to whether we were going to get children or adults and what level of ability those adults were at. And the ones who came were quite ready and willing to try harmony singing, so straight away, get into the harmony singing. We also did a bit of singing for dancing, which is another thing we really do like to do in Cornwall.
It's a bit of the language.
There was the Cornish language was in 2.5 of the songs. I say half because it was sort of macaronic, so it was half English, half Cornish.
So Hilary sort of led the singing one more, and I was more leading the tune playing one. It's basically just teaching some session tunes. And we went through them slowly and then built up from there and gradually got them up to session speed. And people did very well learning by ear, and even people that are not used to learning by ear. Because I prefer to teach that way with traditional music.
Right.
And if people can afterwards orthodox, then so be it. But I think if you learn by ear in the first place, I think you can adapt it better when people play it slightly differently and things like that later on, which happens in traditional music. you hear different versions, or even the same tune in different key than you're used to playing. If you learned it by ear, you can move the whole thing much more easily, I think.
We've just recently produced some songbooks of Cornish, music and songbooks, and that's one of the things we call, I was just saying about digging out old songs, and people don't think there's very much repertoire, and the part of the problem is that the lack of resources. So I feel very much on a mission to.
So where can people get hold of these songbooks if you?
Tricky.
Good place to go through. Well, you can go through the Dalla website. It's probably a good place to go through. Dalla.co.uk. Dalla being the name of the band. But on the CD page there's also some books and links to.
But we're just getting. I know that Hobgoblin are supporting this festival, and they've got our books in the Hobgoblin shop in Weybridge, in Cornwall.
Yeah.
So around Cornwall, there are shops stocking it, but it's not only, it hasn't gone further afield. We're distributing them ourselves.
Online.
So it's limited to what we can do.
But you'd be surprised where we get to distribute them to. Though,
yeah, that's true.
Whereas Israel or the States or a lot of interest, in obscure places. Not just the places you'd expect Cornish people to be,
Yeah. Although you have got a Cornish diaspora, just like in the Irish. So
there's also an Australian Cornish, but there's a lot of Cornish people in Australia and the States. But we also get obscure, Mexico.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, strange.
You name it, really.
Wow.
Inquiries for other CDs or books.
In Germany, there's a lot of people really into. I think they're really into their Celtic music actually in Germany.
Yeah.
And people who've sort of explored Irish and then go on and say, what other Celtic lands are there? And then we've toured in Germany 3 or 4 times. They seem to be quite into it, don't they?
Cornwall I was born and bred, in Cornwall was my dwelling, and there I knew a pretty maid, her name was Antrameli. All in the merry month of May, when greenboughs say was swelling, and Johnny Piers on his deathbed lay for love of Antrameli. And death is printed on his face, and all his heart is stealing, then haste away to comfort him, oh lovely Antrameli. Death be printed on his face, and all his heart is stealing, and little better shall he be for love of Antrameli.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm glad you've enjoyed
It's been
your
great
time.
to be here.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see you again.
Yeah,
I hope so, yeah.
That would be very nice. Yeah, hopefully in a bed and breakfast or something.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Heaven, now the catch is in, let the dancing, singing and the toil begin. Pilchards, herons filling up the moans, tell the hewers they can put away their horns. Let the dancing, singing, Oslo begin. Pilchards, herons filling up the moans, tell the hewers they can put away their horns.